The plant monitoring system, a technology marvel of the modern age, represents harmonious union between nature's beauty and human innovation, designed to bring a new dimension to our understanding and care of plants. This system leverages advanced sensors, data analysis, and connectivity to bridge between the organic and the digital worlds. With the roots firmly planted in the soil sustainability, the plant monitoring system empowers enthusiasts, gardeners, and botanists to keep watchful eye on the well-being of their green companions, providing real-time insights into their growth, health, and vitality. In this brief exploration, we will delve into the working of this ingenious invention and its remarkable impact on the way engaging with the plant kingdom. In the heart of his quaint suburban home, nestled amidst the lush tapestry of evergreen garden, the seeds of the innovation began to germinate in the mind of a fervent anthrophile with a instable passion for nurturing the green denizens of our planet. This individual and his team found themselves captivated by the intricate symphony of his life unfolding in their backyard. The journey to create the plant monitoring system was a revelation born from a profound connection to the nature and deep desire to harmonize the technology with the organic world. As the sun's first rays kiss the petals of the morning glories, our protagonist embarked on a quest to bridge the realms of the flora and machine, forging a link between that would forever transform the way we interact with the botanical wonders around us. One day, me and my friend were scrolling the internet. We were thinking about the problem statement that we are supposed to targeting. So, while exploring the internet, I thought why not to do the things related to the plant. As I'm an anthropophile person and I'm highly brought up in the really hilly areas, which is very closed, or you can say prone to the nature or Mother Earth. So discussing the problem idea for the further, so we discusses the problem, as I have seen some beggars discussing about the food, and I have read the article. In the recent article it was also discussed that many persons basically facing the hunger issues due to the catastrophe hit by it. As in our own university, when it got hit by the flood, a lot of fields around it got really flushed out, and many farmers has faced a lot of issues. Not only farmers, but the local area has also go through a lot of food crises. But due as the India, as the Punjab has a lot of subset of grains that he has stored, so it doesn't impact much. But what about the other countries who are unable to fulfill their needs due to the either due to the low budget and other things? So we were think about the problem. So why not to we work over these kinds of the problems, like when the catastrophe hits these nations have not even a single money to uh, to basically means fulfill their needs, as many loved ones died due to these catastrophic events. So we researched about it and we found a little bit articles, like this is from the Action Against Hunger. This is by the organization, and hungriest countries in the world. The world hungriest countries: Afghanistan, Burkina, uh, Haiti, Mali, Nigeria, Somalia, South Sudan, and Yemen. As these, there are many countries, you can say multiple countries which got affected by these. It's not the matter that they got affected. We are basically targeting the problem to eradicate the food supply chain. That should not be disrupted. Even the catastrophe hits. So we thought, why not to set up the greenhouse everywhere. These greenhouse can be replaceable, easy to establish, and easy to scalable. This includes only 4 to 5 sensors, which are the 4 basic pillars in boosting the plant growth. So we were discussing it about them in brief, and we came to the idea that why need to develop a system. So we tried and thought to build a prototype of our greenhouse, and we uh, we really worked hard in developing these systems, and we finally did it. A prototype. So our engineer Gurkeet basically developed the design of it. It's really a small prototype, but it's really replaceable as it is made from the PVC pipe and the plywood. And the plywood is basically the base which would containing the basically you can say the plant. So not to discuss it over here, let's move on to the article that we have found. You can see that there are many countries that really got affected due to it, and you can see the children, they had to lose their parents, and in early age they become orphans, which is not good for them. So, and due to the uh, less food, they are taught how they should remain and how they should live. And based on this, there are many article over here, like a year of extreme weather event has weighed uh, heavy weighs on Indian agriculture sector. After drop of the wheat, as you can see, wheat production, heat waves, extreme weather events have cast down rice production, which is likely to be on the central initial 6% loss estimation. Apart from it, as you know, in the latest like the event that held in India regarding uh, regarding where the many countries come together to take the oath, and they had discussed the hunger issues. Hunger issues was also targeted over there. So I thought this is the main problem that we should be targeting, and this was targeted in the global event. And not only the food crisis could occur due to the catastrophe, but either due to the higher populations. So our greenhouse would easily be usable by each house to develop their own organic vegetables at home. So as you can see, the population would really boost up. World population is projected to reach 9.8 billion by 2050, and it would be skyrocketed in 11.2 billion in 2100, which is really higher rate scale. And the probability of dying such masses will be really really disastrous. So based on these events, so I have introduce you to the problem statement that we are targeting, and we have tried our best to solve it. So we will discuss further the solution. Hi, so in this video, we would be talking about the solution that we proposed, and we worked on it by securing a really good architecture for receiving sending data of the sensor. So we would be using the Firebase API. As you can see, a website is made up of basically the 7 layers. As in the currently these layers are reduced, but it basically consists of the 7 layer application layer. You can say there are more data link layer, new network layer, transparent layer, session layer, representation layer, physical layer. There are multiple layers, you can say, and the data is sent using them. And apart from it, uh, in our website we would not be using any of the static website. We would be making a dynamic website. So the as dynamic website is a website in which the data is changed in the real time, and it's not the consistent, like you can say the blogs. It once uploaded, it get uploaded, it does not get updated. But in today's website there is a feature. So let's move on to the concept. As you can see, this is the API is basically the application programming interface. This is made to reduce the workload of basically the websites. So I would be giving you a quick example over here. As you can see, there is a person who has a commerce brand, and he established a website, learn the coding, establish the website. As you know, he established the website working all over the things, backend data and all. But there is a one problem. He also needs to write a lot of code for storing the email, and similarly, uh, also he does not know that the email is verified from this and that. So to reduce this kind of a workload, here comes the main player in the play, and that is Google. Here is the Google that comes into the play. Here it is the main player, which is an API, which provide the API, that is Firebase. We would be using Firebase. Now the commerce brand CEO would be doing like adding API into his website. So this would be reducing his workload. uh, like let's see it over here. Here, so when you go onto the login page, there comes two options like email and password. It asks for these options. So when the user enter details, our API would be doing, it would have the database. If the email and the password are correct and it is stored in its backend, so it will pass if it has data of the user. Otherwise it will ask to log in. This basically is helping in reducing the workload. So what are the plus points of using the API is basically it reduces workload, less use of capital, and you wanna say you do not need to spend money on the lot of servers, all that things, as it's basically done by the Firebase, and the maintenance and all these things are done by the Firebase. So this is the major benefit of using the application, you can say the API, application programming interface. Now let's move on to above and talk about other things. So here is how our website would be working. Basically, firstly are Arduino Nano, which would be uh, taking or capturing all the sensor data, and all the sensor data would be sending to the Firebase. This is really the main game changer over here. It would be storing all the data, and after storing all the data would be asked by the website to give it access, and its access would be given on the base of the credentials. If the dynamic website has the right API key and all of these things, then only the data access would be given to the website, otherwise it would be not able to fetch the data. And this website would be run on the Raspberry Pi, which is acting as the client of all the data. And so this was basically the working of it. But we have think the most a little bit tricky thing over here, and that is integrating the weather API. So what is weather API? If you are a farmer, a botanist, or you say you are uh, a person who is illiterate about no knowledge about the plant, and you do not know how to grow, and you want to Google about all the weather things and all. So we have done this tricky thing, like we have taken the weather API and put it integrated in our website to reduce your workload, not going on to the application like Google to search for the weather or the API. You would be getting it on your real-time website, and this is the most, I think, the most famous plus point uh, that I have used. So let's move on further. So if all these things match, then the data would be sent. Based, there is one condition over here. If your certain sensor value decreases or certain action happen, then the IFTTT will be triggered. But it's IFTTT. IFTTT is a webhook, or you can say IFTTT full form is if this then that. If certain sensor value reaches this, then trigger email. So email you would be getting. So there is no to go in the depth of it. So this was the basically the working. Thank you. About our project, as you can see, this is the main infrastructure of our project. It consists of the various sheets, and here is our DHT22 sensor LDR MQ135, and above it is our soil moisture sensor. As you can see, this is soil moisture sensor, and below we have integrated a circuit to hide all the wire connection using the PCB. And here is our live data sending over the web. As you can see, now it is currently it's not getting connected. Let's connect it to the web. As it would be showing, it is connected to the web. So let's get connected to the web. So finally it is getting connected. Now you can see it would be automatically be updating data, where the orange color appearing on the screen of the Firebase API. As you can see, it get updated. Now let's move on. Here is our cool website. As you can see, this is the amazing and user-friendly website. Here the temperature, carbon dioxide level, water level, humidity, light and soil moisture can be seen over here with the automatically generated messages. Let's move on to our cool feature, that is weather API. Here you can see the API weather of the any location. Let's search for the Rajpura. Here is the weather API for the Rajpura. Now let's move on. Now let's search for basically Melbourne. Sorry, capital M. As you can see, the temperature is changed to 27. So this is the weather API that we have integrated so that an illiterate can also use. Now let's move on to the about. Here we have made the points how we can use it, and here is our full infrastructure.